friends, welcome to Gardenia with Creekside. So we got a few things happening here at the nursery today. Got some lovely, very large equipment because we have a new production project that is beginning and the construction has begun. So we are going to be installing new greenhouses here at the production, and so we're going to kind of give you an overview of what that project is going to look like. We're going to show you all the fun equipment, because I know big equipment is always fun for everybody to watch. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to kind of introduce you to this new project, give you a behind the scenes happenings here at Creekside Nursery. So what in the world is happening here at Creekside Nursery? Like I said, we are expanding our production facilities here at the nursery because, of course, we are a grower retailer here in North Carolina, Zone 7B, just outside of Charlotte in Dallas. So Creekside is just growing by leaps and bounds, and in order to keep up with the demand of all of our sweet customers, we have to expand our production facilities. So what we're going to be doing is installing a greenhouse. It's going to actually have 3 bays to it. Each bay will be 30 feet wide, and at a minimum they will be 96 feet long. So altogether it will be a 90 by 96 foot greenhouse. They will be like gutter connected. We're going to do it a little bit of a different style than what we have at retail. So they're still going to have their rounded roofs to them. I'll try to throw a picture up of one that is very similar to what we will be installing. Of course, we get all of our greenhouses from Atlas Greenhouses. They take great care of us, and so this is what we're going to use. Now, we have talked many times that here at Creekside Nursery, nothing is flat. We do not have flat land here. And if you're gonna put in a greenhouse, you kind of need the area to be flat. You gotta prepare the land. So that is what we are doing now. I know it may sound weird because you're like, well, you know, you got all this equipment back here in the back and the greenhouse is gonna be up in the front. What in the world are you doing? So we have 3 main pieces of equipment here right now, and I probably will butcher the exact name of each equipment because I don't have Jackson with me who will tell me exactly what it is. We have, lack of a better word, it's not an excavator. Is it an excavator? It is a very large excavator that is. Call it a track hoe. Some people call it a track hoe that is working in the back of the property. Then behind my daddy's burn pile here, we have a bulldozer. Track loader. See, Jenny's not. So that's what's going to move the vast majority of the soil, the dirt, to make the pad. And then the truck just arrived with a soil compactor. It's a roller. So its main job, though, is to compact the soil, because I need this pad to be nice and firm and strong because it's going to be holding a structure. So you can see that he is very carefully rolling that off of the tractor trailer, the flatbed, and everything is happening really well. Our great friend Jason Cloninger, he is the one who owns the company. I think he's prepped all of our land for us. Yeah, I mean, he cleared the land, prepped the land at the retail garden center. He did it here for the production facilities we have now. So we are very grateful for Jason and his company and his fantastic crew that just do an amazing job that allow us to grow as a business. So yeah, all that's coming off, and we're gonna work our way up here to the area where the greenhouse is going to go. When Jason came out and was talking with Jerry about the initial consultation, if you will, this is the area on that the greenhouse is going to go. So 90 by 96, 90 feet wide, 96 feet deep. And it may be hard to tell on camera, but this pad is sloping in all sorts of different directions. One, we have it sloping towards us, then we have it sloping towards the back. And so this is the pad that has got to be perfectly level to put the structure on it. So when Jason was here talking with Jerry and he did all his measurements and all the things, it was going to be what? If we could not get the soil off of the property, it was going to be 100 dump truckloads of soil that we would have to bring in to make this level. And that's a lot of soil, y'all. 100 truckloads of soil. So
the downside to that is we just, if we tear up
Right, right, exactly. So I was going to say, if you've been to Creekside or if you've seen some of the drone shots that we have done of our property, you know that the road that we live on, right, is a gravel road. Everything around here is nice and gravel, and 100 truckloads, it would be 100 ins and 100 outs. So that would be 200 trucks passes on that road, and it would absolutely destroy the road and all of our infrastructure. So Jason said we have enough soil up on our property line that we can take soil from here and build up the pad. So that is what we are doing. So today what they're doing is they're taking out some of the small spindly trees, and they're going to do their absolute best to leave the nice big ones. So they're taking out the little scraggly things, leaving in the big ones. That way they can come back through with the loader and yes, and pull all of that soil up here to build this pad. Now, kind of the obvious question is, well, Jenny, you have a lot of plants on that production lot. What are you going to do with it? Well, we have our sweet folks back there in the back, and they are beginning the process of removing all of these plants off of this lot. We've had some pretty good severe thunderstorms that have come through, so if you notice plants are laying down, that happened last night. So today, of course, we'll be getting all of those picked up because they're going to get moved off of the lot, and they've got to either go, some of them are going to go to retail because they're retail ready, so we will show you some of those things that we're going to be adding to retail, and then the other ones we're going to try our absolute best to consolidate them and put them on pad number 2, which will here in a couple of days will just simply be the production pad because this will no longer exist right here. So all of the perennials, so this whole block right here is nothing but perennials. So we will take those. We've got some gorgeous coreopsis that's ready. We've got beautiful boom chocolata. That is great. Come on down here. So these we will take down to production. We've got Baptisia. Now the Baptisia right now, not looking so hot, but this is a great time to go ahead and get it in the ground. So that way when it comes up in the spring in your garden, it is well established, perfect, and nice and big. But look at like some of this boom chocolata. As they're pulling them out, they'll have to come through here and kind of clean them up a little bit. But boom chocolata, of course, is that beautiful perennial geranium from Proven Winners. Nice dark foliage on it. With the blooms, it will be about 2 feet tall, and this is going to be hardy in zones, where is it? 4 to 8. So this is a really fun perennial to add to your garden to give that some height, some color. Love that. And then of course the uptick coreopsis. People ask for blooming perennials that bloom all summer long. Look at this. This is a premium 1 gallon. So this is a nice big perennial. Go ahead and add it to your garden right now, and it will be a very happy plant with those beautiful blooms all season long. You can deadhead it if you want to. You certainly don't have to, but we have found that this uptick, this is the uptick golden bronze, is a great repeat bloomer, continuous bloomer for us, and it is hardy in zones 5 to 9. That's one reason why it does so well, is because of course we're a zone 7, so it's right there in the middle and does a really good job for us. Now, if you're looking at this whole section right here, we got some picking up to do, but all of these plants, yeah, the storm last night, and that's why they're laying down. We'll come back and pick them up. But all these plants in this quadrant right here are all plants that we have pulled to use for the signature garden, the Proven Winner signature garden down at the nursery, because we have folks ask us a lot of times, you know, does Proven Winners supply the plants for you with the signature garden? They do not. That is where we are blessed as a grower, is that we can pull from our own stock and pull plants that we want to incorporate into the gardens. So we've got Incredible hydrangeas right here. We've got Scentlandia. I've got some Macrophylla hydrangeas. I've got the At Last Rose. I've got Laura Petalums. These are, they're beautiful. Let me find a tag. the tag is going on this one. Let's see. Well, we're not doing so good there, Jer. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Arriba. Arriba. So the Let's Dance Arriba. I mean, the foliage on these are absolutely stunning. Beautiful color on them. Hardying zones 4 to 9, sun to park shade. These are a repeat bloomer. They're pH dependent. So depending on your soil's pH will determine the color. So our crew is taking the first set of plants down. I got a wagon full of ladies over there. So all of these plants will be used in the signature gardens. So roses, we've got candy corn, double play candy corn spirea, we've got double play doozy, we've got pearl glam, all sorts of great things that are going on down to the nursery. Yeah, Jerry wants us to do something right quick. Hang on.
Can we just keep big chilling?
Okay, friends, we had to take a little break there for a minute because, you know, life is happening and there's a lot of moving parts happening right now. And of course, this is when we chose to make a video because why not add something else into the mix? So what we showed you was we went to go turn the tractor on to use it, and of course the battery had died. Even though we had just moved the tractor like 10 minutes ago, battery was dead. So Jerry and Jackson got it jumped off, all is well. Went ahead and started getting the perennials out of here. The coreopsis, because they look so amazing and so fantastic, they will go down to retail. All the other perennials will get absorbed into the perennial section now on what we'll just call the shrub lot, because this is going away. They, sweet folks back over here, everybody went back over, all hands on deck to start taking those shrubs off the lot. They're putting them in the back of the trailer and the truck. Then they go down to retail to be absorbed down there. Mr. Man on the excavator Traco is doing really well. Jerry was saying basically, I don't know if you can see where the power pole is back there, but the power pole, the property line goes just a little bit beyond that. So that's kind of where he is working. He's been able to leave all those nice, big, huge trees, which is always a great thing, and taking out the little spindly pines, maples, oaks, the very young trees. Big trees are staying, because we've talked about this before. We're not ones just to willy-nilly take down the trees. My daddy is back here supervising and making sure that all goes well, because he is the one that definitely knows the property line, and plus he just loves all these kinds of things. This is fun for him. Okay, shrub lot. What are they taking down to the nursery? They are taking loads of hydrangeas. Let's see, they've already, walked down there. Let's just walk down there. They are taking, I don't know what their order is, but we're restocking on the Firelight tidbits, because you sweet people are soaking up and grabbing up those Firelight tidbits just as fast as possible. So, yes, and then, so the tidbits are going down, and then the butterfly bushes. Like, look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at that beautiful swallowtail. So these are Miss Violet's. Yes, so these are the Buddleia butterfly bush Miss Violet. And Miss Violet, that whole Miss series will get to be about like 4 feet-ish tall, 3 feet wide. So they're kind of columnar in that aspect. And so we have the Miss Violet, Miss Ruby, we have Miss Pearl, I think is right here. Yep, so Miss Pearl is a perfect pure white. So those are gonna go down, and then we can move on over here. We've got pugsters. Oh my gosh, butterflies everywhere. So we've got, this is the Pugster Pinker. Look at that, beautiful. Pugster Pinker is what we have in the berm planted en masse. Now is a great time for you to add butterfly bushes to your garden. Remember, just yesterday I added a violet cascade up there at the chicken coop because it is hot. Butterfly bushes love it hot. This is when they're actively growing, their roots are growing, and they love the hot temperatures. So they will do really well. Get them in the ground now. So you have the Pugster Pinker, Pugster Blue, which is that nice, rich, well, they call it blue, I call it purple. Pugsters, of course, will get to be here in North Carolina, really a 3x3. Nice, beautiful. I call them semi-evergreens because even in the winter, for us, we have found that they will keep some of their foliage. They will not completely defoliate here. Your Miss series will completely defoliate. Pugsters tend to hold on to some foliage, so you don't just have sticks in the wintertime, which is really nice. So basically right now we have the pinkers and the blues because all the other stuff is like amethyst would be growing on the other lot. So that's what's happening here. Oh, let's go up here and look at this vanilla spice. So vanilla spice was also that other native shrub that we added to the chicken coop area yesterday's video. So this is a clethra or a summer sweet, and these are beautiful plants that, show you one here. So vanilla spice, you get beautiful, nice green foliage starting in like the spring all through your summer. They are deciduous, so in the wintertime, they will defoliate. Then you can see these are all the old bloom heads, pure white flowers, obviously very upright. That's why it's called vanilla, because they're white flowers. Spice smells divine. Massive pollinator attractor. So if you're looking for native plants that you can add to your garden that will attract the pollinators, then this is most definitely it. It has a medium deer resistance to it. But one of my favorite things about vanilla spice is that the fall color is brilliant yellow. As I say, it is big bird yellow. Gorgeous flaming red foliage on it. And this will be 3 to 6 feet tall, and it will be 3 to 5 feet wide. It's really hard to focus on talking about plants when there's so much action going on behind me. I'm trying to stay focused with you sweet people. But it is a native plant, and it will do really, really well in moist soils. It is native, it likes moist soils, it will naturalize. I'm not sure how aggressive it will naturalize. What does naturalize mean? It means that it will send out little babies, little runners, and you'll have new plants pop up. So just be aware of that. When you plant it, give it plenty of room to grow, and the more moist the soil, the happier it's going to be, and probably the more it's going to naturalize. So we'll have those going down there. And then of course, oh my gosh, I know we talked about this the other week, but look at these Perfecto Mundos. These are the double pink azaleas. Perfecto Mundos were developed in NC State by Dr. Tom Rainey. And look at that. Now, here we are August, and these are blooming. Yes, you've got some old heads on there, but that's what they do, right? So the Perfecto Mundos tend to be nice and petite, 2 to 3 foot size, and make great for your foundation, front of your border, middle of your border, just depends on you know, how you have your flower beds laid out. But the Perfecto Mundo double pinks are really, really popular and go very fast. Now, down here we have gardenias, and it looks like they've already pulled some of the gardenias. I believe these are the Steady As She Goes. Yeah, so we have 2 gardenias from Proven Winners. We have Steady As She Goes, which is this one. And so Steady As She Goes is a little bit of a bigger gardenia in the fact that it will be 3 to 5 tall, 4 to 7 wide. So you want to give them plenty of room to grow beautiful evergreen, double flower on it, hardy in zones 7 to 10. So they've taken some of those down. These need a little bit more time to grow because you can see that they're still kind of petite. So what we'll do is we'll take these and incorporate them down there into the production pad down there and have those ready. And then Pillow Talk was gorgeous when we were down there last week. You want to go on down there? Let's go down there. So before we go, you know me. So if you were with us last week, oh, I'm a sucker for a gardenia. So if you were with us last week when we were up here with the pillow talk, I took that gardenia and I stuck it in my hair. And so I wore it for the rest of the day and my hair was down all day. Yo, I could smell that gardenia in my hair for like 2 days afterwards. Don't ask me how often I wash my hair, but it smells so good. But look how vigorous these plants are. So this is the pillow talk. You get still, look at that beautiful flower. If you are a gardenia lover like I am, this is absolute perfection. And so pillow talk is much more manageable in size. So see, that's what Andrew, they're starting. Y'all come on in, don't let me bother you. So they're grabbing those to take those down to retail. Oh, I forgot where my tag goes. Hang on.
Have a select number.
Right, have a select number because this is our only crop, right? And so Pillow Talk is brand new on the market this year. So if you want Pillow Talk, you need to get your honey out here because they're gonna go. They will get 2.5 to 3.5 feet tall, 3 to 4 wide. So much more manageable in size. And I'm trying to remember where I took this tag from. Right here. You don't want to take the tag away. But these are beautiful, beautiful gardenias. Super excited about these. I can't believe how much they have grown. I mean, a gorgeous, vigorous plant with loads of beautiful blooms. And then also we're going to take down some of the honeysuckle. Even though these plants are on the pad that's not going to be affected, we can clear some of these out, take them to retail, and then what's on that lot will come to here. So when we wear t-shirts that say we're professional plant movers, we really are, because you're constantly moving plants. Sensation honeysuckle from Proven Winners. We do not trellis them because it is just such a job. We are going to? Okay, so we're going to, but they are, yeah, so let's talk about the plant here. Very distracting. A lot of fun action going on around here, y'all. Okay, hardy in zones 4 to 9. It will get 10 feet tall, 2 to 4 wide, and it is a vigorous grower. Let me tell you, I have 2 of these on the fence at the berm. Oh my word, growing their little heads off. Sweetly scented yellow flower sensation, and they are a continuous bloomer. Once the bloom is done, they do beautiful red berries. Gorgeous, beautiful on that. You can put it on a trellis, you can put it on a fence, you can put it on an obelisk, you can put it on a pergola, whatever you want to. Now, for me, I have found that mine was evergreen. So we planted them last fall in the berm, and they kept their foliage all winter long. Even in the Arctic blast, they continue to keep their foliage. So let you deal with that, because somebody said that theirs was deciduous. I don't know. Let me show you this bloom over here. Ugh. Now, this is not an invasive plant. If you're familiar, if you have honeysuckle growing wild in your woods like we do, it can be quite invasive and pesky. This will not do this. So this will not spread. It will not smother plants. Very happy, very well-behaved plant. Sensation is a gorgeous one. Pufferfish is, look, beautiful, just really starting to bud out. You've got that one, nice one right there.
Yeah, we were talking with another nursery yesterday that grew a lot of these.
Yeah.
And they said it was their #1 panicle as far as growth and the way it was growing in the garden, that they rated it #1.
Yeah, I mean, it is a really nice, tight, and that's the thing too, is like, I know these are not ginormous right now, but I mean, you saw all those plants that got knocked down, and these are standing up straight.
They're going to be easy for the home garden.
I think so. I think they're going to stay up nice and tight because, I mean, look at this. So this is the one that probably has the most developed heads right now. And I mean, those are strong, sturdy stems. And this stem, this is a new plant. Like, we just potted these up this year. And so they're really strong. So you're not going to have the technical floppage that maybe you do on other panicles.
Also, too, like if you were to grab 10 of these and plant them in your landscape today.
Yes.
This is not a root-bound plant.
Correct.
It will perform better for the home gardener.
Yeah.
If you were to grab 10 of these today, it's going to do better in your landscape than you would if you got one that's root-bound.
Yes, yes, and that's what because I planted, 3 of these at the chicken coop, and they were close to, I think they were weren't they pretty root bound?
Yeah.
Because they were huge plants and they were root bound. I chopped them up really good. One is massively on the struggle bus. I'm not gonna lose it, but it doesn't look good. So she looks rough. The other 2 are doing just fine. I did go ahead and take the tops off of them, took all the blooms, but they're doing great, but the one, struggle bus. So like Jerry's saying, you get these that are not root bound, you just literally take it out and put it in the hole, man, they're gonna do awesome. They're gonna do great. And then of course the hibiscuses, as always, are just gorgeous. So I can't focus anymore on plants right now because there's too many other fun things happening. So we're gonna try to keep you updated. Maybe we'll keep some footage going about what's happening as far as the fun action around here. Maybe, I don't know what we'll do. Just stay tuned. We'll give you some more footage. Yeah, just be footage at the end. So we'll just do some B-roll, maybe periodically throughout the day, what happens, how it looks at the end of the day, that kind of thing. Really have no idea where the day is gonna go. So stay tuned. We'll all find out together. As always, thanks so much for gardening with Creekside. Thanks for coming on this wild ride with us. We so appreciate y'all. You have a great day. See you in the next video. Bye, friends.